What is up, my peeps? Welcome to this latest episode of the Planet X Cast. We are your hosts, MrGameguy,
GamingWithClass, GWC here.
And today, well, it's been quite a ride, especially the recent game we just played. But before we get to that, let's just kind of go through like a little long story short about the history of a certain game. I'm talking about probably what everyone considers one of the greatest RPG series of all time, Final Fantasy. It all started back when Square Enix, Squaresoft, whatever you want to call it, but back in the day it was called Square. They were in the middle of bankruptcy and everything, and they wanted one last hurrah. And then one man stepped up to the plate and pretty much decided, you know what, I got an idea for a game. And thus we got Final Fantasy. And man, oh man, it was received a lot of love. It received a lot of love and praise the first game, and then ever since then, just it took off. It became an anthology series, each game having its own stories and characters, you know, everyone loving each iteration. But this isn't a history about Final Fantasy. We're talking about a certain game, and that is the 7th installment, Final Fantasy VII, which was released back in 1997. Back then, man, everybody and their mom was talking about that game back in the day and everything. And ever since then, just everyone wanted like some sort of, I don't know, a remaster or a remake to that game. And it was in like development hell for a very long time and everything. It wasn't until like, I want to say 2005 when they released a little tech demo back in E3, showing off, you know, this, I guess the prologue of Final Fantasy VII and everything like that. Everyone knows the prologue where our main character, you know, jumps down from the top of the train and everything like that, showing off his flashy like pose and everything like that and stuff. Like everyone remembers that tech demo, and just everyone was excited for it, and we had to wait another couple years until we finally get Final Fantasy VII Remake and everything. And man, what are your thoughts, GWC?
I was hype. I was really excited when Remake first got announced because I was one of those team. It's like, you know, 7's a great game. I don't think they're gonna do a remake of it because after that tech demo, everyone was talking about we need to get this game remade and all this. I was like, if it happens, cool. If not, but the first trailer swayed me. I was like, all right, I'm sold. I'm there day one. And it took a while to come out. It took a very long time, but when it did finally drop, I was ecstatic about the game. I loved Remake.
Yes, Remake was such a great game. It was pretty much like the first, I want to say 2-3 hours of the game, like, and when you're just in Midgar, which is pretty much a city run by this evil corporation named Shinra and everything like that. It's all split up into like some sort of like pizza and everything.
We don't need this. If you're listening to this, you've played the game. You know what's Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
You know what's up.
Yeah, you know what's up. You know what's up. And many thought, when's the next part gonna come out? And, you know, we finally got it. Freaking 4 years later, Rebirth comes out, and that's what we're here for today, is talking about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the second part to the remake of Final Fantasy VII. And oh my god, man, there is just no words how like incredible the game is. We both of us just recently passed the game, and oh my god, dude, the game is remarkable. They did a really good job. Beforehand, I was like, okay, like, you know, where do they go from here? Like, where are they going to start from? Obviously, they're going to start from, you know, the flashback to when they arrive in Nibelheim and everything, where Cloud reunites with Tifa and everything like that. Obviously, that was going to be a start, but where do they end from? And there was, my thought was, you know, like, I don't know. Like, I was very like clueless. I'm like, let's just without wasting any time, let's play the game. But what are your thoughts?
So remember the joke was that we thought the Nibelheim flashback was going to be the entire game. It's like, if Midgar was like a 40-hour change in Remake, what's the Nibelheim flashback going to be in Rebirth? I was like, it's going to be half the game. Like when they said the game's 2 discs, I was like, shit, disc 1 going to be that, disc 2 going to be the rest. I'm also shocked the game ended where it did, because I was like, how long everything was. I was like, I'm surprised they didn't stop here, or they didn't stop there. But like just early impressions in, I was very, very impressed with this game. It in every aspect, it really felt like a glow up. Like just from the first 4 to 5 hours, like the thing that kept coming up to me was like looking at Remake in retrospect. So much of that game now almost feels tech demo-ish in terms of the systems, where it felt like they were really trying to figure out what they wanted to do with it. Whereas now coming into Rebirth, it feels so fully formed in everything. Like I have to actually replay Remake to just kind of see how it feels in comparison.
You know, I honestly thought about that too. I was all like, man, now I really do. First was like, okay, maybe I should play the original. Or like, oh, maybe I should play the remake. Like, it was just like my thoughts were just like all everywhere. I'm like, dude, now it just made me feel like I want to play the original and everything.
It's just driven with style. Like, shoot, look at the UI and the menu. Like, the way the UI set up in this game is like night and day difference compared to Remake.
Oh, yeah, definitely. There was definitely like, a lot of changes that I really did like from Rebirth compared to Remake and everything. Yeah, not only that, is just freaking like, so pretty much in the after the Nibelheim flashback and everything like that, the party just goes around like in the original, it's just like a open world menu and everything. We're just kind of like explore the whole field and everything like that. And what they did for Rebirth, like, man, like I knew from there, I was like, oh, it's definitely gonna be like an open world game and everything like that. And man, man, that open world is just incredible. Like, it is. There's some sections that are really big, some that are really like medium, like, not so big, but definitely some areas that are really big. And I'm just like caught in like some of the moments, doing all the side quests and everything like that and stuff. And like, it's just like, I get overwhelmed a lot with open world games, and everything like that. Sometimes I get caught up with like, oh, there's a side quest I could do here and everything. I just completely ignore like the main mission and everything like that and stuff. But honestly, with this game, you'd kind of have to, because it does show level caps. Like, say like, okay, you can't proceed, and like, okay, in order to proceed through the main mission, you have to be, the level recommendation is level 40 and everything. And it'll tell you like, are you sure you want to proceed to the main mission? You're under leveled and everything like that and stuff. I really do like that and everything. And stuff. I kind of like how they did that with Remake 2. It's all like, hey, are you sure you want to do this and everything? And stuff. Like, they really want you to do the side quests and everything, which I really do like. I really do like some of the side quests here. There are some that I was all like, I really got to do this. Like, there was one, I'm pretty sure you're good with me with this one. It's the the chicken.
Oh, so how long gonna even get there? Yeah, God, a million other things, but yeah, I guess we'll get there now. Yeah, that side quest stinks. There was a part of me, like the first half of that, I was like, man, this is really slow. This kind of sucks. Then the first two we're in the town, I'm like, okay. And then when Red 13's like, I believe he's outside. I'm like, outside? He better not be. And then when I get to the area and I see where he's at, I'm just dreading. I'm just like, oh God. Then he started doing a slow move. I'm like, I was about to quit the game right there if they actually had me take him all the way back. Then thankfully their game was like, no, we ain't gonna do that.
Oh yeah.
And had one of the best endings of a side quest.
Yeah. I was all like, oh my God, I like, do I really gotta lure this freaking chicken? And it was all like all the way over there. And I'm like, oh, thank God, freaking I don't have to do that. Oh my god. But anyway,
the stupid ending too. Just right there. She's like, "Oh, thank you for bringing it back. You want dinner? What are we having?" And it just zooms in on that chicken. It's just you hear eating sounds, and they're just like, "What have we done?"
And then like it was also I do like that they played the game over theme as well. I was all like, wow. Yeah. But anyway, but I think we kind of went a little off track there. But anyway, we should probably start off with just gameplay. What are your thoughts on like the new additions that they added to the game?
All the new additions they're all really good. Like just like the traversal of getting around the areas were all really good. Like the chocobos, like it felt nice. It was a little, I'll say this much, in grasslands the chocobo didn't feel that good because like the rocks and terrain made it hard, but every other area was good. But like the buggy was good, all the other vehicle stuff was like all great. Like the additions in that, but more than anything, the fucking mini games. Like something I said to my friend, I was like, man, Tetsuya Nomura really went deep in because it's got some like Kingdom Hearts 2 level of mini games. Like just when I thought, all right, that's enough mini games, we're done, they hit me with like 8 more. I was like, okay, there's Queen's Blood. Oh, there's this Moogle mini game. Oh wait, you get to Casa del Sol. Now there's a soccer mini game. Now there's a little shooting range game. And I thought, okay, we're done. And I still get to like the later areas, and they're still hitting me with stuff. I'm like, man, they don't stop.
Yeah, you thought you were
so
done?
Fully formed.
Oh, guess not.
Some were good, some were great. One I didn't like at all.
Oof, which one was that one?
That chocobo flying one in Cosmo Canyon. That one doesn't control good.
It doesn't.
And it's so slow.
Yeah, I remembered. I only did the first trial. That was the one where you get Yuffie's I think one of her weapon through if you complete like the 3rd rank and everything like that. After that, I was all like, okay, I'm done. Like, I'm just completing all these and I'm done. That's it. Like, I'm not even trying to go for the 3rd ranks for the other ones and everything. I just wanted to get the Yuffie weapon. That was it. That one did not control right. I had a hard time, and I'm really good with like those type of like flying games, and it felt familiar because it really did familiar with the Batman Arkham games. It, like when you're gliding through Gotham City or Arkham City, whatever game you're playing, it felt familiar. But that game actually controlled well. Well, this one it didn't really.
You know what I'm mad about?
What up?
Legit, the day after I beat the game, they said, "Hey, we're releasing a patch that lets you change the controls for that, so you can invert it." I'm like, wow, Dad, it's too late. I should have waited an extra day to beat the game because like my issue is. It was so confusing. It was like, all right, you go up for this. Up, now you're going down. Oh, it's reversed. It's like, why? Like legit a day after. Hey, we're doing a patch. You can adjust that now. Oh, okay.
And it was like very confusing too. Like trying to traverse through Conzo Canyon and everything. Trying to like find like, because I remembered there in a certain spot, like it was like in the middle of Cosmo Canyon and everything. There was a tower, but you had to get up there. I was having a hard time trying to get up. I was all like, where the fuck do I go? And then I remembered there was like these little like ramps that you use for the chocobo to glide and everything like that and stuff. I didn't know I had to go through several ones to freaking get the one there where I want to go to get to that tower and everything. Like, it was like so confusing.
Yeah, just a detour for a second. Speaking of chocobos, so like that. Speaking going back to mini games, so that little like side little Metal Gear sneaking thing with the chocobos, like it was nice, but there was one that was infuriating to do. The Nibelheim one.
The Nibel, yep.
It's like that was the best chocobo one. I loved that one in that area. But that one was so annoying. Your timing had to be flawless on those cactuses, because if you threw it a little too close, this dummy would just stand right in the path and then run all the way back to the beginning. It's like, what are you doing? I was so frustrated. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I had a hard time with that one. I almost gave up. I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to go straight for the main mission. But I was like, nah, let me try again. I actually finally got it.
and I don't know why. Like, I don't know if it was the game or what, but I had a system crash in that area.
Really?
I think Chadley had something to do with it. I don't know what it was. Like, I was on a chocobo. I got off in an area where it's like a chocobo ranch. I walked over to Chadley. The game, like, my screen went black, and then the PlayStation 5 just shut off, and like, I had to like undo the power, put it back on, and I had to rebuild my database. I'm like, did Chadley cause this game to crash my console? Like, what happened?
Damn it, Chadley, always fucking up everything.
Cloud.
Damn annoying prick.
I'm gonna annoy you every 5 seconds. Exactly. I was like, that was the worst thing in the game, is every time you do anything, his little monitor comes up. Cloud, I see you've gotten more data from me. Like, I know. Can I skip this?
Ain't nobody trying to hear you, Chadley. I got a freaking mini game to play. Yeah, Chadley was. I didn't really like Chadley in Remake. I definitely did not like Chadley in Rebirth.
He's fine. I just wish that he didn't interrupt your gameplay so much. Like, the first few times it's cool, but when you're collecting all this stuff and you're just going through back to back, it kind of gets sick. Where it's just like, I'm skipping it now. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah. I was getting annoyed too by it too and everything. I think one thing I also was getting annoyed too. I'm not sure if you had this problem too. The game, like, I think after I want to say Cosmo Canyon, my game kind of like kept on like lagging. I don't know if it did it for you too.
No, I never did.
Every once in a while. Oh, okay. So I'm not the only one. And yeah,
no, it never did it for me.
Oh, it never did it for you?
No,
I don't know why it was doing. No, I don't know what I was doing. Like, it kept on like, stuttering like for some odd reason.
Were you on performance mode or graphics mode?
I was on performance mode.
Oh, that's why. See, I was on graphics mode the entire time.
Oh, I see now. Okay, so
this game looked too good. I guess, like, you know what? I'm gonna take the hit. Like, I'm fine not playing 60. This game just looks too nice.
I think I didn't switch it. I switched it to literally freaking graphics mode until like towards the end of the game. I was like, I've just played it throughout like performance mode. Like,
and you're missing out. You should Old Saucer, when you get to that little castle area, when you get to the haunted side, it looks so good in quality mode.
I know. People are gonna give me a lot of flack for it, but hey, an update came out like literally almost towards the end of the game where they changed the quality, the performance mode.
I don't know if it looked any better. Did you actually check it out?
Yeah, I did. No, like literally, like I think when the update came out, I was already in like towards the end of chapter 13 and everything.
I didn't really notice much of a difference when I saw it. It's just like one of them just looks really soft. And another one's kind of sharp, but like it still isn't like great.
Yeah. I think like after that, I was just like, I'll just like throughout this whole thing now, I'll just go on graphics mode. I was like, dude, it just looks so beautiful. I was like, man, I should have played the whole game like this.
I was like, it was a stable 30. Like it never broke under that. So like for 30, it was good. The other thing, people that argument of like 30 is unplayable. It's like 30 is absolutely playable if it's stuck at 30. If it's like a solid 30, there's no dips, it's good. If it's 30 and it's dropping to 20 and like all that, yeah, then it's bad. But for this kind of game, it's like 60 definitely would probably be preferable because it's more action based, but it was still perfectly fun. I still had good reaction time at 30.
Oh, okay. I think definitely on my second playthrough, I'll definitely play it on graphics mode.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I close out mini games. We gotta talk about the big boy, or sorry, the big queen. We gotta talk about Queen's Blood.
Yeah. Oh, Queen's Blood.
This mini game took over my life for like 4 days.
Same. You want to explain what Queen's Blood is?
They know. Listen, if you're listening to this, you know what Queen's Blood. You've played this game. I'd like to say if you're watching this, you've already beaten the game. Because listen, Aerith dies in the end. There's multiple timelines. Zack isn't dead. All right, spoilers out the way. Cool.
cool.
Yeah, Queen's Blade is really good. It's modern day triple triad, and I was there for it for like 4 to 5 days in my playthrough.
Yes. I did not skip a single Queen's Blood. Like I moved to a next area. Cool. I got opponents to play against and everything. I played everybody Queen's Blood and everything. If I had to do a certain section, I'm like, oh, hold on, guys. I'm about to play Queen's Blood with this character. Like, it's so much fun and everything. I freaking loved it. I even looked. Oh, go ahead.
No, you on.
I even kind of looked up good decks I could use and everything like that and stuff. I was like, man, dude, it's so freaking good.
Although I have a controversial opinion, I love Queen's Blood. It's great, but I'm not gonna lie. By the time I got to probably Gold Saucer, I stopped doing a lot of the Queen's Blood quest. I did the one in Nibelheim because I couldn't resist not playing the robed people. I couldn't resist that one, but I kind of stopped it. And the only reason I did, I really enjoyed the mini game, but it just came to a point where it's just like, man, I'm doing these. I'm not getting anything but cards for them. And the cards themselves are only in that.
Yeah.
I think the one thing I wish that they did with Queen's Blood is that the rewards for it were good. Like you got it's a really high level materia or a really rare weapon or something. What made Triple Triad kind of in 8 so good is that the cards themselves, you could get them for the game and play that, but the cards could also be refined to items. You can get really rare stuff by playing the game. So then it becomes a strategy of playing the card game and playing the game together, where both in conjunction are helping you out. Where it's like this, you can skip Queen's Blood and it's not going to change a fraction of anything in the game.
Yeah.
I just wish there were more rewards with it. I still love it, but I just wish you got more than just one new deck, one new card.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, man, I really wish you get I don't know, a weapon for a character, a bangle, freaking materia, something, out of it. But everything was just cards and everything, which is fine. It's you could build your deck a little more stronger and everything like that and stuff. I think, which one was it? There was one part where it didn't really give me any good cards and everything. All were freaking pretty weak, in my opinion. But it was still fun. I really enjoyed it. I didn't really mind the rewards and everything like that and stuff. I really wish, you get something more out of it, but it was still fun.
Yeah. Then Square did come out and say that they see the interest in Queen's Blood. So I'm hoping they actually do some kind of side game of it. Oh yeah. Because I would gladly pay money to have an online Queen's Blood where I can play people with it and build my deck, and should just go all on Triple Triad, give it rules, have different rule sets and types, like the one you play in Casa del Sol, where it's they give you a predetermined deck and you have to figure out how to win with just the 3 cards in that situation. Do stuff like that.
Do you think down the line they'll probably make it a mobile game? Because that's what kind of I'm getting from it.
I can see it that.
Oh, okay.
As long as they don't butcher it like they did the Triple Triad game on mobile during the Final Fantasy app back in the day, we should be fine. Because they had it where it was all Triple Triad. They played exactly the same, had the music, but you had to buy currency to keep playing. So you'd only get 1 to 2 free games a day.
Oh my God.
Which was annoying. So it's all right, I guess I can't play again for 3 days. So they had it where it's just hey, it's free to play. Knowing them, it probably would unfortunately be gacha, which would be really unfortunate. But it's you know what? As long as I can get decent decks playing for free and all that, then cool. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. But anyway, I guess we'll close down the mini games section of here. I guess we move on next to well, the big one, side quests.
Yeah. The few
So
good
the few good side quests and everything. There's some good ones. There's some good. I will say there are some ones that kind of left me a little tear-eyed. There were ones that definitely, freaking annoying. I'm looking at you, chicken lady.
Oh, yeah. Now, in terms of one of the best side quests in the game, the dog one. The
Yes.
dog side quest is one of the best ones because that theme is so damn good for it.
It
The
is.
theme is great for that section.
Yes, it is. I do love that dog one and everything.
Because at first,
That one-
oh, you go.
No, I was gonna say I think that one's my favorite one. Like
Yeah.
honestly, yeah.
Because it's funny, at first when like they said like, oh, can you I want you to watch my dog and go take it over to my son, and I saw where the son's location, and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna do this side quest. You know how far this is? Even on Chocobo, that it takes a while to get there on foot. I was like, I have to do it on foot. I was like, it's gonna suck. And then the second that theme hit, I'm like, okay, it's gonna go pretty smooth. I was actually mad I finished the mission. I was like, damn, I kind of wanted to keep going. So that was probably my favorite one.
Yeah, that one's my favorite one. Speaking of another annoying one, I think it was the freaking, I forgot the town name. Freaking where Zach's parents live at. I forgot the town name. It was there we go. The guy that wants to be trained by Cloud and Yuffie.
Oh, I see. You know what's funny is I did the first one of that where he's like, hey, you know, I have to get pressure at the stagger enemies and kill them. I was on it for like 10 minutes, like for like 5-6 minutes, and he's like, this idiot's not pressuring him.
Yeah,
because I was too strong at that point in the game, so like I was destroying him. So I hit a move and they wouldn't get pressure; they'd get staggered. I gave up. I didn't finish that cycle. I didn't do the rest of that one.
I unfortunately did. I was too over leveled for that side quest and everything. I think it was like probably like 6-7 levels above. And like, oh my god, dude, like I was like at first I was all like, okay, you know, this is a breeze, I'll kill the enemies. And then like I saw there was conditions you had to, I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck. So then like it said stagger or pressure in them, and I was all like, I was trying to pressure them, I'm like, what the fuck? Like I'm like I'm doing too much damage and I'm not even pressuring them. So like I kind of had to switch to characters that had the lowest like attack and everything. Those kind of didn't help. Like it got annoying. Like I was like, you know what? I'll just keep pushing through it. Like that one took me about like freaking 30 minutes to finally do it, to finally realize, okay, I kind of know what I got to do now to pressure these guys and everything without like ever killing them and stuff. Like it was annoying, dude. Like I was just like, man, I was like, I was too over. Like if you're too over leveled at that point, just forget about that side mission.
No, they give you so many systems. Just the way your characters are in this game, like they're broken. Like like especially like how some of these synergy moves and all that. Like and certain builds too. These characters can get just absolutely bored. Like I've seen some Yuffie builds where she can. There's some build I saw where like Yuffie can actually cause the game to crash and lower the frame rate down on like frames.
Oh yeah, I remember you were telling me about that.
Yeah, it's like she's apparently one of the best ones, but like for me, it's like honestly my favorite character to play in this game was probably Barrett. Barrett was just a powerhouse with the right setup. He was easy to just pressure enemies and stagger.
Oh, especially with his bonus rounds.
Yep. Oh, dangerous.
Bonus rounds. Yes, dangerous.
Then you get his weapon ability where you get his overcharge refills fast. Just
yes. Like he has so many busted abilities. Like it's crazy. Like yeah, Barrett was definitely my favorite one. Like I think there was certain moments where like I never switched out on him, and everything. Like I just kept using him throughout, and stuff. Like I was like there was a couple times where I was experimenting, and I was like, I'm just gonna stick with Barrett. Freaking Barrett's too good.
It's like the character I honestly towards the end I started using because like I leveled him up more. It was probably like Kate Sith. But when we get to story and start talking about moments there, we can get to a section with him and more stuff like that. But he was probably the one I played least in the game, but he wasn't bad.
No, he wasn't a bad character. He was actually good. I remember that he was my least favorite party member in the original, but in this one, I was all like, he was actually like really good. Like I really did. It was a bit confusing at times because there were certain moves he couldn't use without his Moogle, and everything. Especially his synergy ability. But if you kind of get used to him now and everything and stuff, like he's a good character. I really do like playing Kate Sif and everything.
Yeah, honestly, there wasn't any character that wasn't fun to play. It all just kind of depends on your play style. Yeah,
definitely on your play style and everything. I remember I do enjoy playing Yuffie and everything. The only downside to her is her defense was pretty weak.
Awful.
Awful. Yeah.
Awful defense. Like she dies so fast when you first get her. I was like, okay, cool. She's on my party. I can't wait to play her. And then we get into a fight, and like, oh, she's dead. I haven't even done anything yet. I see her defense. Like, why is her defense like 40?
Yeah.
Everyone in my party has triple digits in their defense right now. No wonder she's getting destroyed. She has like no magical defense or physical.
Yeah. I was all like, man, it's like freaking great attack, but bad defense. It's like, man. But Yuffie was fun. I really like from the time to time when there's like certain sections in the game where the party was locked and everything, and you had Yuffie on your party and everything. She was fun to play as and everything, but yeah, definitely get prepared to waste a lot of Phoenix down when she dies a lot.
Yeah, you'll be ready to waste a lot of items and potions.
Yeah.
Honestly, the way that new thing with the item transmutation, like it kind of made money outside of like weapons, kind of useless. Honestly, money wasn't really needed in this game, to be real. Like, because every weapon you get just playing the game regular, they don't even hide the weapons like good. They're like right in plain sight. So you always get the weapons. Then you go to the shop and it's like, buy the weapon now. Why? I got it an hour ago for free.
Yeah.
Gil, you can like the materia all super cheap for the most part. And with the item transmutation, just going around the world collecting materials, you'll have enough to just make as many potions and that you need.
Yeah, and like you keep making them, and you rank up, and you get more powerful, and you get more like, powerful like stuff, and like potions that'll will refuel more of your health and everything like that.
Yeah, start getting those mixed high potions and mixed mega potions where it's getting like 1500 health and MP at the same time. And it's like at that point, it's like I don't need money. Like I think by the end of the game, I was like in like 100,000. I was like, I have no need for money because like I have like 99 of almost everything.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I will say with this game. I felt like more than anything, it's like usually in a lot of some Final Fantasy, they'll have to really rely on like, okay, antidotes and all that. I feel like in this game, I kind of barely had to. It's kind of weird. I felt like I barely used any of those, like outside of like 3 to 4 battles. It felt like status ailments weren't as like crazy in this one. Like maybe I just was really lucky on my end.
No, I'm glad I'm not the only one because I was very lucky. Like status almost really did not affect me at all compared to like Remake, where like where I get poison and like my health drains really fast in that one. Because compared to like Rebirth, like poison really never affected me at all and everything. I didn't even, sometimes I'll notice, I'll like, oh, I was poisoned? Like, holy shit, I did not know that.
and it goes away at the end of the battle, so it's just like, oh, okay. They're obviously not gonna do like the old Final Fantasies where it's like, all right, I'm poisoned. Hey, guess what? You're still poisoned. You may be out the battle, but you still got poison on you. Oh, just so you know, you're still taking damage when you're walking around in the field. You better fix that.
Hey man, I know you've been like an hour already, but you're still poisoned.
All right, if you're going an hour poison, you're playing old Final Fantasy, you're probably dead at that point.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Which, speaking of death, some of these game overs, like whoever is doing the descriptions for these things needs to kind of rewrite some of these, because I was getting confused with some of these game overs in certain fights, because it'll be like game over, restart from checkpoint, restart from beginning of fight, restart from last. It's like, what does this mean?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Do I start from the start of this fight? Or do I start from the last? And like in one case, I had to refight a whole boss again.
Yeah. Like, oh, dude, the ending part, freaking Sephiroth and everything.
Oh, I didn't die there, so I didn't fortunately get to see that.
No, yeah. So I remember I literally died. I want to say his big Genova form and everything like that. Not the first one where right off the bat, but the other one after you fight him like along with Zack and everything. I remembered I died and freaking I was so confused by that. I was like, wait, what the fuck? So I think I put restart from before battle or something like that. And they really restarted me from the beginning. I was so annoyed. I was like, wait, what?
That's what happened to me in that Rufus fight in Golden Saucer, where I misclicked and I was like, what's this? And I had to fight the Turks again. I was so heated. I was like, I want to fight them again.
God.
Because it already took me a bit to get through. It's like, all right, now I got to get up. Here we go. Now I got to fight Rufus, the hardest fight in the game. Legit, that fight was harder than Sephiroth, to be real.
Yes, yeah.
That fight had no reason to be as like. Why is Rufus harder than Sephiroth? What's going on?
Rufus, you gotta think twice. It's like you just can't go in there guns blazing. You gotta be smart about this.
That's the fight where you have to really make sure your parries are on point.
Yeah,
like if your parries aren't good at this point in the game, you're not getting through that fight. Or you're getting through it where you're just kind of taking damage just in the hopes that you get your limit up.
That fight was just ridiculous.
Because the second he staggered and you hit him with a limit, I had it set. I had bravery on. He was staggered. I hit him with a limit. He pretty much was almost dead from there. At that point, it was just like a few more hits. Like, okay, I got this. But that was a hard fight.
That was a hard fight, yeah.
And this wasn't inherently a boss, but the section, like I kept restarting, was that stupid Barrett Gatling gun section where you're on the buggy.
Oh,
and I was mad there because they hit me with another one of those checkpoints where it's like, hey, do you want to restart from the beginning here? Do you want to restart from the checkpoint, or do you want to restart from the Palmer fight? And I'm like, why is it even a question? Why do you want to restart from the boss fight? I want to restart from the beginning of this. And then I found out apparently there's a checkpoint. You can start just from when you start fighting him in the tank when he's driving. So I could have skipped all the stupid robots and Shinra fight section. So it's like they need to be better with in terms of in part 3 about their labeling there, because I wasn't confused at all in Remake, but in this game I had to like sit there for like a minute being like, is this the right choice?
Like, what do I choose? Like, what the fuck? I was so confused by it.
Okay, I'm happy it wasn't just me, because I was confused as fuck sitting there. It's like, wait, what's this?
Dude, I was so confused. Like, I was all like, it's happened to me a couple times. Not only a Sephiroth one, it was the Rufus one, and I think it was the freaking the Scarlet fight as well, and stuff. Like, I was so freaking confused. And like, I thought by the time Sephiroth, I was like, okay, I already know what to do. But no, I had to freaking restart it. I'm like, I am not really living through this trauma, this childhood trauma I had when the game came out, the original came out and everything again.
Oh yeah, you got to keep rewatching it over and over again.
I was like, I am not trying to do this. I'm not trying to relive this trauma again. Like, it was like, they definitely need to word this out by the time part 3 comes out.
Also, just go after, just do the Kingdom Hearts method where it's like in their game. All right, you died a fight, retry battle, load game.
Yes.
Or in some cases, reload last checkpoint where it starts before the fight. That's all you need. You don't need reload checkpoint, reload the start of fight, reload the past fight.
Yeah. Reload from the Queen's Blood game. I was like, what? All the way over there?
And that's something actually I do find that they maybe they should have nerfed maybe with Queen's Blood, is that they gave you the option, if you're losing, you could just retry with no qualms about it.
Oh yeah.
That was the only thing I was just like, man, it's kind of weird they let you do that. Like, I could just be getting destroyed and be like, oh, you're gonna win? Not on my watch, and just hit retry and start over. It felt like, man, what made Triple Triad scary is that you could actually lose cards. So as you're playing, depending on the rule, if they won, they could take one of your cards in your deck, and you couldn't retry. So it was kind of like you had to really be attentive of every move you make. Where it felt like there was a certain tension I didn't have, because it's like, well, if I fuck up, I can just reload. So if they bring it back for part 3, honestly, I'm like, give me hard mode where it's like you can't retry, and you might lose a card. Like, I like that aspect in Triple Triad, where like you had to kind of lose cards sometimes to get better cards.
Yes.
Like, you had to lose your Quistis card if you want to get the Zell card or the Edia card. But, you know, we've talked a lot about gameplay stuff. If we have anything else, we'll get to it. But, you know, I think it's time to start with the big boy.
The big boy.
I think it's time to get into the story.
Yes.
Let's just go open. Let's not be like, so chapter 1, let's just.
Oh yeah.
We don't want to talk about it. It can
Yeah.
be all the way around. If we want to talk about the ending now, if we want to talk about middle or any parts, we'll just go. It's free reign.
Oh man, I think honestly, in the beginning of I was all like, man, I wonder how they're gonna do this certain section. Is that's the the freaking when you're disguised as a Shinra soldier.
Oh yeah, Junon, the parade.
The parade. Yeah, there you go. I was like trying to find the right word. The parade. I was like, man, I wonder how they're gonna tackle this. How's the mini game gonna be like and everything and stuff. It's pretty much a rhythm game. I was like, okay, you know what, this is cool. Definitely better than the original, because the original was pretty confusing.
Yeah, I loved the original. The original was great. Yeah.
I was all like, man, I was like, oh, that was really fun. I really did enjoy that and everything like that.
The whole getting the army and the great section. You go into the bar, and it's the bald bar.
Yeah,
sorry,
the bald bar.
You guys got hair. You can't come into our special bar.
You got to. And it's funny that Rufus was in there. Yeah. No, not Rufus. Yeah, not Rufus. Fucking, god damn it.
This guy.
This guy, I forget his name. Freaking one of the Turks.
Bald ass Turk guy.
Yeah, the bald ass Turk guy. I forget his name. God damn it! How do I forget his name?
They were all the important ones.
Yeah.
Elena.
Sang.
Elena. Elaine.
Elena. Is that Elena? But yeah, that was actually pretty fun and everything. I also did like after your frickin' the failed assassination attempt and everything like that. Like literally your same squad that you were doing were in the parade and everything. They join you and everything and battling their own like soldiers and everything. I was all like, wow.
Damn, they're real ones. There was something I want to try in the next playthrough, because it said in like the corner when you started the section, is like, hey, protect them, because if they die, that's it. So it's like, so I want to see what that is, like what the effect is if one of them dies. Because there's that cutscene at the end where like they give Cloud the sad goodbye. I'm like, why are they giving him this? They just met him 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's like they were loyal. I was like, damn. I was like, those are the real ones.
That whole section was it's crazy looking back in retrospect. Chapter 4 is so long. Like, you look at the beginning of that chapter to when it ends, because just getting my notes together for this, I was just looking at, like, just to refresh my head, like, okay, what's the beginning of these chapters and the end? And I forgot the beginning of that chapter was just like, oh, you know, you gotta go get chocobos, you go to the town, you save Yuffie. And I forgot, it's like, oh yeah, you gotta do like the jet ski minigame. You got to go up top, and you got to do all this. It's like I was on chapter 4 for like 7 hours. I still didn't do everything there.
Yeah.
Because like there's all like the proto relic stuff which I didn't finish for like the Fort Condor thing, which was insanely hard in this game. I don't know if you finished that quest, but that quest was hard.
I'm probably going to be left out on this one. What are proto relics?
Oh, you didn't do a single one?
I did not know that was a thing in the game. I did not know that was a thing.
Damn.
I didn't know that was a thing. Hold on. What are proto relics?
It's like a big side quest that Chadley gives you. Like they're in every area. They're like 5 to 6.
See? Oh, you see? Now I know why. I didn't do it. I avoided Chadley.
Shoot, you missed out on some cameos in like the grasslands that the gang from Midgar that you fought in the sewers, they come back.
Oh shit.
You gotta fight them. Like you have to like fight them, and you find all of them throughout the entire grasslands area to get one of them. In the second area, it's the Fort Condor mini game. So you have to do that mini game to get it there. But,
wow.
Yeah, you missed out. That's actually a pretty big side quest for those areas, because like they're like the main quest for each area. Like they're all like, they take you throughout the entire area, and they're pretty long. Like that first proto relic mission took me like 90 minutes to do.
Oh damn.
Just because like you have to go from one side of the map to the other. Like it wasn't like a close like, just go a few feet away. Like when they first got to it, I didn't have half that map in the first area done. So it was just like blanked out. But no, definitely doing. They're really cool. I'll say though, the Fort Condor mini game is extremely hard.
Oh boy,
it is tough. Like if you don't do the exact thing that they want you to do, you're not gonna win.
Ooh.
Like you could kind of fail it within the first 10 seconds if you do one thing wrong. Like it started off fun, then I kind of hated it towards the end. So much that I kind of like you, I haven't gotten back to the other proto relics. At a certain point, the story was getting so good, I kind of stopped doing side quests. I'm like, I gotta just keep going. I'll get back to this side quest and when I beat the game. And then finding out that I missed out on some of the hypest shit because I didn't do it. I missed out on cloud breakdancing in Gold Saucer.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing, honestly. Holy shit. I did some of the towers, I did some of the live stream scannings and everything, the analysis on the relics for like the summoning materials and everything like that, and stuff. Like I did all that. I just didn't know the proto relics things was
that is wild because the icon on it is so specific. It almost would be like, what is that? Let me check it out. Because you walk by it, like they're pretty open in terms of where you find them.
Wait, is it the icon where it has like kind of like a box and it has like some like flashing red on it and everything? Okay, so that's what it is. I completely ignored those. I was like, I'm
you missed out on you missed out on a lot of big side quests not doing that. I forgot what you got in the first area, but then you get like some good stuff for doing it too. I think you get like good materia and like items.
Gotcha. I'll probably, on my second playthrough, I'll definitely get to those then. People are going to hate me like, you didn't do the proto relics? I'm like, no.
Listen, what evens out, because I didn't even know that they brought back the sit-up minigame from Remake. I didn't know that they brought that back.
Oh yeah, that was the Casa de la Sol one.
Yeah, I didn't even know they brought it back till I watched a video last night. I was like, wait, that's in the game? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So it shows that I missed a lot of stuff too.
Yeah.
Like I said, at a certain point, the story got so good that I was like, I just want to keep going. Like, I just want to, like, I want to do some side quests, but I'm not going to make it a mission to do everything. I want to see how this story's going. It's getting too engrossing. Even though I've played the original a million times, but all the different little changes in the way that they went through it in this made it so engrossing.
Definitely.
Like, just to stop for a bit, the characterization in this game is A+.
Oh,
the writing for the characters is so good, and the characterization, like characters who was like I was cool with, I liked in the original, I really loved in this game. Barrett's characterization is perfect in Rebirth. He gets so much and has some of the best dramatic and emotional moments in the game. Red 13, really good.
Everybody gets love in this game. It's like, it's crazy.
And everything feels right too. It's like Sid's right. It's like, yep, even for a little bit of time he's in the game. It's like, that's right. Vincent's writing, spot on, perfect. I can't wait to play him in the next game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And the character, like I said, like in the original, I didn't like Kate Sith really. Like he was cool, but I wasn't like a big fan. They won me over in this game.
Oh yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Kate Sith in the original. They would definitely won me over in this game, even though I already know he was a traitor. But definitely didn't sell you out as big as in the original. This one was just like kind of like, I just did it to protect you guys or something like that.
Yeah, and the original was more like, I hate this guy's guts. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I won't use you anyway, so what's the point?
Yeah.
You're not on my main team.
Yeah.
And just even the change of the structure there, the fact that like now Yuffie and Vincent are in the main story. The fact that Yuffie is now actually in these bigger moments throughout the game. Like that in itself is such a huge change. Because it was always so goofy in like 7. The fact is like, okay, Yuffie, you can get her, you can't. And it would just be the characters talking, and then she would butt in and say something, and then no one would respond. And she's not in any of the CG cutscenes too. So it's just like, it was weird, but it's cool that those characters got like time to shine a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely. I really can't wait to play as Sid and Vincent, which was really crazy because towards the end of Remake, like I think when you're already in Shinra and you meet up with Red 13, you can't play as him, but he helps you out and everything like that. Yeah. I thought that was I was going to be with Sid and Vincent, but no, they just kind of like took a back seat. Like they didn't really, they were just there like, oh, we'll wait for you guys here and everything like that.
Well, shoot,
which I was really
still
disappointed.
Got a lot with Sid left. Like
oh yeah,
we still got a lot left with him, so I'm sure they're waiting for part 3.
Oh yeah,
shit, Wu-Tai didn't make it. I'm surprised. I was expecting it's like toward the end. I was like, shit, we're not gonna go to Wu-Tai. I guess it's gonna be part 3.
Yeah.
Then when you get to Nibelheim and they're talking about like, yeah, the Wu-Tai feuding war going on, it's like, oh, they're this with the way they're talking about it, they're saving that for the finale.
Yeah, definitely.
But like, it's cool. I'm just like, dang, I want to see how they're gonna boost up Wu-Tai, because the area was pretty big in the original.
Oh yeah,
shoot, Calm was like 2 screens in the original game. It was an entire township. It was crazy.
Yeah. Like it was crazy.
Got jazz bands playing. You got some dude singing.
Oh man, including the singing. Chapter 12. Oof.
Oh
man.
Boy. Oh man.
Yes. You return to Golden Saucer and everything. You prepare yourself for a big fight against Don Cornelio, and then frickin' you go on a date with whoever you had the most relationship with. That's one thing too we didn't talk about was the relationship system. Yeah.
Just like the system, just like with like how all the conversations, how you use them in battle with the synergy, and that it rises. So like when those like moments in like the Golden Saucer come up, then it will affect in terms of who you take on the date in chapter 8 and in chapter 12.
Yeah. So it really depended, and like literally you go on like the same theater that Jesse was in and everything like that and stuff. There was a cool little rhythm game you do fight against like Barrett, evil Barrett, and there's like cool Batman costume.
Yep. I do like that. You can get that costume for the clothing.
Yeah, I really did like that too.
And the Red 13 outfit, so you can wear those out in the field for like the post game. It's like cool.
Yeah, I actually thought that was cool. And after that, after that performance, like, dude, Aerith singing that song, like, oh man.
Remember we saw the Game Awards and we were like, man, it's gonna hit pretty hard in the game, and it did.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, this
really
song
did.
hidden, the visuals hidden great. Also, even before that, shoot, when you first get into the theater and they put the goggles on and it's showing the Loveless performance.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, there's Jesse. It's going through the whole thing. Then it ends and Barrett takes it off. He's tearing up. I'm like, stop, game.
And then it helped either like toward like at the end of it is like just Jesse, Wedge, and freaking Biggs were all there.
Just like, game, can you please stop? You didn't have to do that. It was already pretty emotional. Then it's like, all right, we're gonna really put the knife in. Boom, they're there.
Boom. Oh, my heart. Like, oh my god, dude, freaking it really got me really teary-eyed. Like, that was great and stuff.
This game just had a lot of those moments just throughout. There's too many.
Yeah, especially the Cosmo Canyon when Aerith did the speech and everything like that. I was like, oh my god, dude.
The Red 13 talking to his dad, and he's like, don't worry, I promise you I'm gonna do good. And then the statue drops a tear. I'm like, oh.
Oh
god,
there was
chapter 8 with Barrett and
yes, oh my god, dude.
The whole last part of chapter 8 was just crazy. The performance was extremely good.
Definitely.
That's why I love this game. Because I remember for years people made jokes of just Barrett's whole character, like, oh, he's Mr. T. It's like, nah, he's more than that.
He's more
obviously
than
they're inspired kind of more that kind of like style character, but like he's so much more than just that. And I love this game really finally showed. It's like, listen, this character is real. This dude there's a lot to this character, and they really show it off.
Hello.
Oh, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, freaking. They did these characters great, especially the ones that took a backseat in the original. They definitely like got more of character development in this one. Like, it's just insane, and like I didn't cry. I've never cried so much on a freaking video game than this game. It's like, man, dude, like, it is just insane. I think I also remembered, oh yeah, the big one, the chapter 14.
Should have one before that. Shoot, chapter 13 at the end, the trials.
Oh
part.
yeah. Oh yeah,
that
the trial
brutal.
part.
So
yeah.
every one of those is brutal.
Yeah, everyone was damn, dude.
It's like, oh,
it's
Tifa's
just
fault dead. Oh, Yuffie's friend dead. Red 13, oh, getting branded, tortured. Barrett's wife dead. It's like, oh,
that was brutal. And like possessed Cloud didn't help the case neither.
I want to beat Cloud's ass in that game. The second, like, everyone's all had this sad one, just like, hurry up. I'm like, boy, don't let me get on Kingdom Hearts 1. I'll go on Olympus Coliseum. It's some unfinished business.
But Barrett should have just right then and there, bam, hit him. It's like, I'll wake you up.
Yeah, he deserved a lot of hits in this game.
Yeah.
But, yeah, chapter 14 definitely was hidden with, obviously, the moment everyone knew it. You know, I will say, they actually did go through with the original thing. I remember before the game came out, we were almost thinking, like, are they going to change it up? Because it's so well known that Aerith dies. Do you think they're going to change it where it's like, oh, Tifa dies or Cloud dies? But nope. they went through with it.
Yeah,
kinda.
Kinda. I was ready. Like, I was prepared. I was like, okay, like the original. When I played Final Fantasy VII for the first time and everything back in the day, like, I think that was honestly the first video game character that I cried for. Like, when in terms of, like, you know, being killed and everything like that. Like, it really hit me so hard. I was like, I bet there's a way to save her, blah blah blah. Like, started listening to rumors, oh, you got to do this and this, never to come true, only to accept it's part of the story. She has to die and everything. And like, it really hit me back then. And this one was just more of like, my emotions were everywhere and everything in terms of like how they did it and stuff. Like,
they get your hopes up because it's like,
yes,
blocks the hit. You're like, oh,
yes,
it's like, here we go, finally, and then it cuts away. Nope, she's dead.
like it was. I was like crying, I was sad, I was mad, I was confused. Like, it was just, my emotions were everywhere. Like, is she dead or is she not dead? Like, oh, like, it was just everywhere and everything. Especially like during the Sephiroth fight. Like, I guess it's like the end where she comes out and helps you. I'm like, so she isn't dead. And then like after that, like freaking when Cloud tells her like, wake up, Aerith, and then like she wakes up, I'm like, okay, she's not dead. And then it cuts to like after, you know, Cloud drops her body in the water and everything. Like, it's I was right then and there, I accepted like, okay, she died. But then again, it's she's still there, but I was so confused and everything. So I just like kind of was like coming up with like a whole like theory of like what really happened.
This is where it gets interesting. I've been waiting to talk about. I've been biting my lip to talk. When we were talking about the game yesterday, I was like, I can't wait to start because I've been like stewing on this for a few days now. I had to like go look at the script again. I had to go look at some things. I had to take the entire game into account, and even just the moment from the last game at the end.
So what are your thoughts?
So I think it's happening just based off just everything that the game kind of opens up and just kind of slowly brings into case is that, and Sephiroth kind of even brings it up in that ending too. Like when Cloud goes away from Aerith's dream and he starts talking to him, he's like, hey, there's boundless worlds and different possibilities and timelines, but they're all going to end exactly the same. Pretty much opening up that there's multiple timelines, and the entire game kind of shows that. There's the Zack timeline where he's still alive and everything, and like Cloud's there and Aerith's there. And the game kind of shows that like these timelines are there because there's that part when you're in the end of Cosmo Canyon, where you're going to like the Gi cave, when you're going to the village, and Aerith has her hand in the live stream, and Zack has his hand somewhere too, and she can, I think he's touching her hand when she's in bed, and she can feel the touch. So my theory right now is just that there's multiple worlds. There's an Aerith from another timeline that was able to hide away from Sephiroth and stay in the space where he couldn't find her. There's the regular timeline that I think the game's in right now, where like Aerith is dead, the entire party thinks she's dead. But I think there's a timeline split where then Cloud interprets Aerith being alive. It gets confusing. Like, it's hard because I think about it, it opens up more questions, because then there's the scene at the end where Aerith's walking when they're all fixing Sid's ship, and Aerith like touches Red 13. He notices, he says, Aerith? So he could sense her, but like no one else could. So like it's tough. Like, my theory right now is just that there's multiple different timelines going on, and that they're all kind of converging at once. And Cloud's kind of in between two of them right now. Like, Zack's in his own timeline, Aerith's in their own timeline. Like, which Aerith is it? Is it the one from like original 7 timeline? Is it another timeline?
Yeah, because from like the beginning, Aerith, like her characterization, like, you know, she's more, like her innocence is gone. Like, she's more strong, and like, you know, like she's more serious, like not really serious, but you know what I mean. Like, she's more like confident, serious, and everything like that and stuff, where she's determined to like help out the party, you know, with the journey and everything like that. When I guess that part where they're at the church and everything, she's back to the Aerith that we met back in the remake and everything, where she's more innocent and everything like that and stuff and everything. So kind of my theory. So this one's kind of it's kind of more similar to yours and everything, is that now that, yeah, there's multiple timelines and everything. So the Aerith that pretty much, so the Aerith that helped you out to fight Sephiroth is the current Aerith from, you know, when we first met and everything like that and stuff. But she transported Cloud to the timeline where she died and everything, that she got killed by Sephiroth and everything like that. But it's more of like, because in the beginning where, like, you know, Sephiroth was only in Cloud's head, so Aerith is kind of using that same ability that Sephiroth was using for Cloud and everything. That's kind of like my guess. I could probably more detail it more, but it got kind of confusing towards the end, like trying to explain it.
Yeah, now it opens up another worm, because it's like, I remember the theory in a remake that people were saying was that Sephiroth from that game was the Sephiroth from Advent Children, that he knows all the events that are happening, and he's trying his best to stop that timeline from happening. And this whole game showed that, like, Sephiroth's influence on Cloud and the entire world is extremely strong, and just how he's deceiving people. Because the second the game ends, it goes to that cutscene of Rufus where you find out Glenn was Sephiroth, kind of just coercing Rufus to do all these things to get into this war with Wutai, just so that he could keep their attention away from him. While he did that, it's like, now I'm open curious. It's like, is that Sephiroth? Is like that Aerith that's talking to Cloud now, telling him all this stuff? Is that Sephiroth in disguise? Is that really Aerith? Like, the game sets it up now where it's like Sephiroth kind of can be anywhere, because he uses the cloak figures to kind of show, oh, he's here, he's there, without inherently being there at all. And he's already shown he's Cloud. He can puppet Cloud and take control easily. Yeah,
and it makes sense too, because, like, in the end, we're like, freaking, when he was trying to put back the empty materia that Aerith gave him, like, and then he realized, oh shit, I still have the black materia with me, and he had like the that little headache. I forget what's it called, but you know what I mean, like, yeah. And like literally, like he just kind of like all regular and everything, and he just says reunion. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Is he still possessed? Like, I was thinking that, like, oh shit, he's still possessed by Sephiroth or something. Like, now that I think about it, and an Aerith coming out, I was like, wait, shoot, maybe it is Sephiroth in disguise or some sort.
Not even that. You think Sephiroth is like is Cloud that's like taken over by Sephiroth fully at this point, like with him inherently having the black materia, and just, I don't know, like, his characterization at the end of that game, like the last like few chapters, like when he's really deep into it, like it's that point, it's fully Sephiroth. Like chapter 9 shows it easily, like when he takes out Tifa and he starts taking out the Shinra guards, like brutally killing them, because he does Sephiroth's entire style there. Like he's holding his blade exactly like Sephiroth does. And that he's shown that like the entire game that he kind of doesn't have control of himself at any moment. So I'm curious how they're going to pull that in terms of part 3. Because like right now it's like there's timelines. Sephiroth is controlling people. He can influence a lot of different things, and Cloud already is like has no control. So it's going to be interesting to see. Like I'm loving. I haven't seen too much of the theories.
I haven't either.
I kind of wanted to hold off till now, because I want to just get this, what my raw theory is from what I took from it, because I knew if I watched some other ones, I might be like, well, it's actually this. Like, now this is mine from just me playing.
Yeah.
Because now that they're using the compilation, where now everything FF7 related is now inherently a part of this whole game and this whole new addition. Now it's a thing of, it's like, okay, so Dirge of Cerberus, Advent Children, all the compilation books, all that stuff now is like canon to this game and has small things in it, because like characters from these compilation books are showing up in this. Certain things they're bringing up are coming from there. So it's just like and it's already been proven at this point that this game is a sequel to FF7, the original. So I don't know. I know the biggest thing people were really mad about when it came to Remake was that they really didn't like that it wasn't a straightforward one-to-one. But there's an aspect that I kind of like that they didn't do that. It's gonna sound crazy. I feel like we knew what to expect. Like with 7, it's like it's the ground it's a groundbreaking RPG for its time. What it did, like obviously a 101 would have been really cool to see, but I like the new additions. Like it's given the game this whole new blood. It's a whole separate game. Like the original's always gonna be there, but there's this new game. But shoot, just look at us talking about the ending. We've been talking about the ending and what we think about it for like 20 minutes now. This has been the original. Would have been like Aerith died. It was sad, and that would have been it.
Aerith died. It was sad. It was a really probably one of the most saddest moments in video game history. Fuck, where do we go from here? Oh, let's go snowboarding.
Yeah, see, like the way that they're setting it up now, it's just like it's fun. It's fun to see all the theories because it's like, all right, we all know these characters, we know this world, we know all this. It's like we're engrossed in it now. It's like, where's it gonna go from here? What do we think's gonna happen there?
We go snowboarding.
See, I'm curious how they're gonna do that because like it's gonna be there. With how many mini games were in this, they would be fools not to put the snowboarding in there. But I'm curious how the spacing is gonna be.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm kind of shocked we didn't get a chance to walk around the Forgotten Capital. That was the one thing I was kind of sad about.
Oh yeah,
because you're in the area. I'm like, hey, there it is, and then they leave. I'm like, oh, I wanted to explore.
I wanted to explore. Come on. Like I was pretty sad. I was bummed out about that too. I was like, oh man, okay, I guess. maybe in part 3 they explore a little more, but who knows?
It's tough because they flew off at the end, so it's like, all right, we ain't gonna see that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
and it's funny too. Not. I'm curious how long part 3 is gonna be because. From disc,
we don't have
because disc 3 is not that long actually.
Yeah, it's literally not that long actually. No.
Because I remember someone we know was talking about they're playing 7 for the first time right now, and they said like, yeah, we're getting close to disc 2. I was like, oh, you're almost close to the end of the game. I was like, really? I was like, yeah, disc 3 is not long. So I remember we were talking about this before Rebirth came out like a year ago, being like. It's like if they end off here part 2, it's like how long is the next part gonna be? But with how much they expanded Midgar, I'm not have no worries.
No, yeah, definitely not. No. It's like like this game alone was like definitely chapter wise wasn't like really long compared to Remake. I know Remake had like probably like what 18 chapters. Whereas this one
was
only
it like
had
12?
Was it 12?
Was it like 12 or 13? I don't think it was 18. I feel like wait. I have a phone. Why don't I just look it up? I'm like asking these questions. And it's Rude. That's the Turk member. It was Rude.
Oh, Rude. Yeah, there we go. Yep, that was him. I don't. Fuck.
Okay, 18 chapters. Okay, I haven't played that game in so long. I forgot that there are so many, but they broke them up like much quicker in the section. I think the issue is that the chapters here were so long because they condense a lot of parts into one.
Including the infamous one, the biggest one was chapter 13. Oh man, that one was so long.
So long.
So long.
The one before the big one. Section.
I did not either. That one took forever.
Getting lost, getting fights, and it's like, oh, I'm almost done. All right, boss fight. All right, now I'm playing as Aerith. Okay, I gotta do this little puzzle here. It's like, that's cool. All right, back to Cloud again. Okay, it's kind of long. Then back to Aerith again. Oh, here we go. All right, now we're together again. Damn, we're still exploring. Oh, it was a little too much. It reminded me of like a Shin Megami kind of dungeon. And it's like, in that game it kind of works, but in this one, it's just like it didn't have to be this. It could have been shortened some.
Yeah, and especially it didn't help neither. Where it's like I got really confused. Where it's all like several hours before and everything. I was like, damn, really? Took that long? Shit.
Well, it took me several hours to get through that chapter. I think I was at like the 54-hour mark when I got into chapter 12 when I started it, when I docked. I think by the time I got to the end of that part, I think I was at like 59 hours.
Fuck.
I was on it so long.
Yeah, damn, dude.
And if we're talking long dungeon sections, listen, the Red 13, the Nanaki Trial, and Cosmo Canyon was long. Oh,
yes.
In chapter 11, the Kate Sith section when they're in the Shinra mansion basement, so long.
Yeah, so freaking long.
And the Red 13 one, that one, it was long, but I liked that one though. I liked playing as
I
him.
did like, yeah,
it was cool.
That one was good.
It was cool dialogue, but the Kate Tibbs one just went on way too long, and the puzzle was just way too slow.
Yeah, it was.
What monster decided when you had to move a box, it'd be the slowest? You couldn't sprint.
Yes. And then it helped neither, where like literally that one section where like you had to like aim the box inside the cylinder, so that way it drops the freaking thing to like where it needs the Mako. Yeah.
So that one was easy. It was just, for me, it was more issue. It was just like, why was it so slow?
Yeah,
like you pick up a box and you couldn't sprint. And it's like, damn, like I wish you could run it, make this much faster.
I had a hard time with that one. I don't know what was wrong. I was all like, I'm good at basketball games, but that one was like, no.
Well, it's more just on your time. You kind of have to preemptively throw it before it goes. Like when it's going and it's about to stop, then you throw, rather than it stops and you throw.
Yeah.
So I kind of already had that. So it was pretty easy for me. It was just kind of slow. And that's the part of the game. It's like, well, hopefully you kept him leveled up and you gave him good weapons and armor, because that solo fight was kind of ridiculous. It was,
yeah.
I was like, damn, do you have to give this guy so much health? So
yeah, dude, freaking I was all like, man, and that mansion wasn't really that long in the original neither.
No, it wasn't at all.
It was all like, damn, they're really prolonging these parts.
And the stuff is like, dang, you guys could have prolonged it more. And it's just like, oh, no, I guess not.
Yeah. There certain parts I was all like, ooh, this is really good. And I'm like, oh man.
So, you know, going back to hard fight, shoot, chapter 9, the reactor at the end.
Oh yes.
When you're fighting with Tifa, Aerith, and Yuffie.
Oh yes. They gave us freaking the character with the lowest defense and everything. Oh man, that fight was hard.
Yeah, well, let's give you a character with the lowest defense and a character with the lowest physical stat, and have the boss also have kind of reduced things to magic. Mm-hmm. And it's like Aerith and Yuffie were getting just taken out instantly in that fight. I had to go through so many potions. Like, I pretty much, Tifa was the only one left alive at the end of that fight. Like, she had like 100 health left. She barely made it.
And freaking, and like, I didn't have a hard time with Scarlet when I was playing Integrate. I was like, Yuffie, what's going on? You defeated Scarlet so easily.
I think the issue is just those the arms, and like, it took so long to stagger. Like, I forgot what the weakness was, but
it was lightning, I believe. I think, yeah.
Which I had that, but the issue was just like, dang, it's like, it just takes so long to like fill their charge. Because what happened was, I got in this endless cycle of, okay, she has her ATB ready to use magic. Oh, she's about to die. I have to heal. Or I would try and get Aerith to get her ATB up to heal, and it would take years. I don't know why she's so slow in Rebirth. I feel like in Remake, it was really fast to get her ATB up. But they like significantly lowered how fast it takes you to actually build it up in this game with her.
I'm glad I'm not the only one, because like I was like, why is it so slow to charge the ATB? I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I was like, I don't remember it being this slow. Like she would do like a regular combo and she would have a full charge. Like sometimes I'd have to do it 4 basic full combo attacks, and then she would have 1 bar. Which is why it's a shame, because I really liked playing her in the original, but it was kind of hard in this one, because unless you were fighting a low level enemy that was many levels ahead of you, it was hard to build up gauge.
It was, yeah. I was like, dude, I was like really having the hard time. And I was like Rebirth, I hardly ever used Aerith too. Freaking, like, I used her a lot in Remake, but this one was just like it was a whole different story and everything like that and stuff.
I would use her mostly for heals, because she...
Oh yeah, she's a healer.
Just because she was a healer,
definitely.
and like healing wind would be like, her limit would be really handy at times. So sometimes I'd help her in a battle, just like, okay, I have Cloud Barrett doing all the main attacking, and I just have her there in the back just doing magic occasionally, and then mostly to keep everyone healed and good.
Yeah.
It's because she had like I gave her like armor that made her healing better and all that. So like her regular cures were doing it like 1200, and Kira's was hitting like pretty much close to 25.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at least for me, the Kate Sith part was. I was like, this part's a little slow.
Yeah, that one.
Even
really
going
slow.
to the reactor, that part, like, it's like, okay, it shouldn't be as long. I was like, this is actually kind of long too.
It was.
And did you see all that controversy before the game came out in the demo where people were complaining about the yellow paint?
No.
So a week before the game came out, there was all this controversy on Twitter about how it's like, man, these developers are lazy. Like, I hate that they had to put yellow paint to show you where you could climb on these little passages. And people legit said, I'm not buying the game. They went like overzealous and crazy with it. It's like, it's just a little yellow thing to show you where you're at. It's not the end of the world. And legit, there's a part later in the game where they start hitting you with platforms that they don't show you it's yellow, and I got lost. So it's like, shoot, add them more. Like, people will complain about anything. Like,
yeah, I don't remember that actually. I do remember a lot of the controversy with like a certain character's wardrobe. That was about it.
Oh, and that one was weird. That one was weird too. It's like, I can't believe they added an undershirt to Tifa. How dare they do that? It's like, you do realize Tifa's, I think at that point in the game, she's underage. And it's like, it's an undershirt. Is it really that big a deal? She's in a bikini later in the game.
Yeah. I was all like, you guys freaking find everything to complain about. Like, you guys are showing your true colors. But I didn't know about the whole like yellow paint thing.
Yeah, people got real crazy about it. But my thing is like, and something I always bring to people because they say like, man, these controversies, like, it's huge. It's like, if the controversy is only being said on Twitter, it ain't huge, because Twitter, there's only, I think, like 300 to like 10 million users who use Twitter, something like that. I don't know the actual number, but it's not a lot. There's like 4.5 billion people on Earth. Like, there's so many people who don't use Twitter, so they don't know about any of these controversies.
Yeah.
It's only when you start seeing people outside of like Twitter, you say this stuff, then it's like, okay, it's kind of like big, but it was really a non-controversy. It was nothing to it. People missed out on a great game because they didn't add they took away an undershirt.
Yeah.
They added an undershirt. That's why they're succumbing to this mob. It's like, huh?
Why they add yellow paint? I was like, it's a shame too. It's all like, man, you guys are missing out on a huge, really great game.
It's like, you're missing out on a 60+ hour game for that. It's like, sometimes you just gotta just like step aside and be like, listen, it's this one moment can't ruin the enjoyment. It's like, because I love this game. Like, I really love my time with it. Like, I had a lot of fun with it. I'm looking forward to a second playthrough again. I'm not gonna do hard mode. I don't know if you've heard how hard mode is right now, but
I heard it.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, if normal, like, to me, normal was actually pretty hard. I consider normal to be hard, and then to like hard mode really hard.
Well, there's also the dynamic mode, which was like the hard mode kind of for the regular game, where just if you were doing good, the game would dynamically change to be like, oh, okay, we're gonna make it harder now. Where now the enemies will like balance to your level in that. So if you're like in an earlier level, it's like, okay, now the enemies will be balanced in that area. But yeah, hard mode, just like, I'm good. It's like, I'm not trying to go through. Because see, in Remake, I got halfway through that game. I got all the way up to Hell House when you fight. But that fight was so hard, I couldn't beat it.
Oh yeah, it was hard on normal. I couldn't imagine how it's going to be on hard mode.
But see, the thing is, like, the chapters in Remake were shorter. So going through an entire chapter with the magic you have at that time, it's like, okay, that's manageable because you can still use MP items and all that. You can't use items in hard mode. So you have to go through an entire chapter without any items. The MP that's set in stone is set in stone outside of like the few recovery MP things you find throughout the world. I just can't imagine that. Chapter 4 is so long. You know how many fights you gotta go through in chapter 4, boss fight wise, to survive that on one set MP, unless they let you actually refill. I just can't. All I heard from someone is that they broke their controller playing hard mode. They were like, oh, here's hard mode in a nutshell. I broke a controller.
Oh shit.
And he said he wasn't even that long. He wasn't that far in too.
Damn.
Like it wasn't end game. He was like barely chapter 2 or 3.
Oh shit. Fuck.
So it's like, oh, I'm not looking forward to it. Fuck that Rufus fight on hard.
Oh no, that one's gonna be impossible. It was hard on normal difficulty. I couldn't imagine that on hard. Freaking, what happened and what? I'm over thinking now, like, what boss made you throw your break your controller on either chapter 2 or 3?
It might have been 2 or 3. I gotta go find that dude's playthrough of the game. I wonder if he's streaming it on Twitch. I have to see. I know he streamed his entire first playthrough, but I don't know if he's streaming the hard mode run. I have to see. But the guy in question is synonymous for breaking controllers. He very, very long ago, there's a clip of him playing Mario 64, and he threw a controller at the wall and broke it.
Oh shit.
This dude was a Mega Man X speedrunner, and he's known for getting very angry at games. So I was like, okay, he's not the litmus test. I'm not gonna break my controller. This DualSense is way too expensive.
Oh yeah, these controllers are not that cheap and everything. These DualSenses, man, you'd be lucky if you got it for like $40 on sale during that time.
Shoot, $50. I think 50 is like the max in terms of what they'll give you in terms of half off on it.
Yeah, I think that's how much the sale was and everything. Like it was like during around Christmas time.
I guess one last thing on the DualSense. So, like midway through playing the game, a PlayStation did an update where they updated the DualSense controllers, where now the speaker was much better. But they're like, hey, the volume of the speaker is now much louder, and mine was set to like the default, so it was max volume. And I have my game set so like any of the Chadley conversations come through my controller. When I tell you that shit jump scared me, it was so loud. It was louder than my TV. I was like, okay, it was already kind of loud before. Now I had to turn the volume down for the first time ever. It was way too loud.
I remember when you told me that. I was all like, okay, well, the times I got to play this game during when I get off of work is like, okay, I got to lower my controller down, make sure I don't wake up the baby.
Yeah, it's like PlayStation saved your life. It's like now you can turn your system on without waking up your kids. And they just did it. They did it again where it's like, all right, joke's on you. Now we're made the controller louder. So they pretty much did a Smash Brawl on the controller. Yeah. There's certain games that I want to like replay to see how it sounds with the controller.
Yeah, same.
To see just like how loud.
I'm trying to think of a game. Freaking NBA 2K24.
What comes through with the speaker on there?
Yeah, I do believe it's what was it again? Oh, I think it's like when you do like a perfect shot, I guess the hoop makes the sound or something like that through the speaker. And it's like, that doesn't help neither that if you do have the adaptive controllers, you'll still start hearing the clicking of the triggers and everything like that. And I think also a good one too will probably be Resident Evil 2 Remake, where it's like you're talking through the radio with somebody.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
But yeah, we kind of got a little sidetracked here.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think, freaking another good chapter, I want to say.
Oh,
definitely. Oh, go ahead.
You go on.
No, you go ahead.
We might come to the same one if we're thinking the same one.
Which one?
We haven't talked about it yet, and it has one of my favorite moments in the entire game.
Which is
Chapter 5.
Oh yes, yes.
The Shinra cruise.
Yes. Oh, that one was great. Man, Queen's Blood Royale.
It's like you get to whoop all your friends and the people you met in F7 Remake. But it ended off in the best way, because the entire game, I was thinking, okay, Red 13's riding the Chocobo. How are they gonna pull off him in the Shinra outfit? Because that's always been the big joke of the originals. It's like, wait, how's he in an outfit? Are they gonna do that in the new game? And the way they did it was so good.
Yes.
I love that scene so much.
Oh my god. It was so good. And your favorite moment, the little dance number that he did.
Yeah, those the fact he did the moonwalk, he did the Michael Jackson point, he did everything. I'm like, this is game of the year, this is game of the century for that alone.
I love that. I love chapter 5. It's like, man, you love Queen's Blood, you'll love that chapter. That chapter was freaking just incredible. And like freaking, I was all like, I think like towards like chapter like 3 or 4, I was like, man, I really wish that you could play like, you know, with your party members of like Arif, Tifa, Barrett, and everybody else and thing. And like, bam, your wish is granted. Chapter 5.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
I think actually at Golden Saucer you get to reach. If you beat their tournament there, I think he's like the final contender. You get
there
a
was
rematch.
a tournament. There was a tournament at Gold Saucer.
I think they're like. There's like more players you can play there, and I think he's like the last opponent.
Oh,
I think you rematch him. So there's a lot of stuff I didn't do, because like there's 3D Brawler and like.
Oh yeah, I only did like 2 matches in that, and I was done. Like I didn't stop.
Yeah, because apparently you fight like the last force, and you fight a Sephiroth. Like you fight Sephiroth in 3D Brawler.
Oh, you do?
Apparently you fight Sephiroth, because there's a trophy for it. Once I beat the game, I looked at all the trophy and it's like, beat Sephiroth in 3D Brawler. I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm probably never going to get Platinum, because like I'm really not trying to play in the hard mode, because I know that one of the conditions in the trophy was to beat the game on hard.
Oh, so I'm never getting the Platinum then. All right.
Yeah. So I'm never getting the Platinum, but freaking now I could actually look back, because I know that half of the trophies in Rebirth, it's like all hidden to avoid spoilers. But now that I beat the game, I could probably look back at it and stuff.
Yeah, the funny thing, I think I also tried the second playthrough. I found out yesterday, I saw a video, is that once you get to Cosmo Canyon and like Red 13 like reveals like the voice, and that if you hold off on certain side quests, he'll actually have his like original voice for him. Which I didn't know until I saw a video. It's like
that's crazy.
The area, like the side quest where you have to look for one of the robed guys, and like Red 13 sniffs him out. If you do that side quest after the Cosmo Canyon thing, he has the more like lighter voice. And his dialogue's different. So like for certain like of his side quests, depending on when you play it, the dialogue's different.
Yeah.
They thought of everything with this game.
Speaking of Red, the Red 13 Nanaki voice change. It was like, that was a really like, oh shit.
Yeah, I really heard
more of. Yeah, I definitely heard more of Ryuji in that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Max Middleman. Yeah, he voices Red 13 / Nanaki, and it's like, it was in that deep voice as Red 13, but when it turned on the kid, it's like, oh yeah, I definitely hear more Ryuji. And it doesn't help neither that some of the lines that he said, he actually says in Persona 5.
Is this
cool? Out of my way. I was like,
it's just cool the way they handled that. Because in the original, like the game kind of lets you know, like, oh yeah, here's his like real personality and all that, but you don't really get it in a sense. And apparently, the translation and how his character was interpreted in the West and how it was interpreted in the original Japanese translation is entirely different. Like, it was much more obvious that like his entire personality changed after that point, whereas out here it was done much more subtly. I liked that different change in approach. It was really nice.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like every character got their time to shine. Every character was great. All the bigger stuff that was like blown up was really nice.
Definitely.
Just beautiful looking game. The game looked really good.
Whether you played it in graphics mode, performance mode, I definitely need to like. I really do play this game. I definitely got to play on graphics mode and everything like that.
It's just a shame that it has one of the worst photo modes, though.
Ooh,
the photo mode's really bad.
Is it?
Yeah, you really have no control over the camera at all. Like, you can only go so far. You can't actually like. You can only focus on Cloud. You can't focus on any other party members.
Oof.
And it's so limited in what you can do. It's like coming off of like Ratchet and Clank and all the Insomniac games where they give you unlimited options in terms of your camera, everything. It just feels like, man, hopefully in an update they fix that, because I wish I could take more photos. Like, I only had like 4 photos from photo mode in the game at the end.
Oh damn.
And they weren't that great. They were all just pretty much a recreation of like the original 7 cover. It's just Cloud standing there looking up at something, because that's all you could really do.
Hopefully like, I don't know, freaking they'll probably change that in the future update. Might. Yeah. And like if people ask for, you know, for like the performance mode and everything, I'm pretty sure they could do photo mode.
Oh yeah. You know, just in case we forget to bring it up, the music in this game was
yeah.
Music I think there's like over 500 tracks in this soundtrack.
Yeah,
there's a lot.
There is a lot and everything. Some of the ones in Remake are still there. Yeah. Obviously, some of the boss fight one, they didn't stick with the boss fight theme from the original. They, you know, changed it up, which I was all like, oh okay, like, that's really good and everything and stuff. I even did like when you fought Sephiroth and everything, you didn't get one winged angel until like the final battle. Yeah. When Aerith comes in and helps you out and everything like that. And that's like, the music's just freaking great. Oh, that music in freaking the prison.
Oh, that's my favorite songs in the entire game. Gus's thing, I'm still jamming to that. That is the best Parliament Funkadelic like style track that I've heard. Like it's so on point. Like, it's the bass, the tone of the bass, like it's exactly what Bootsy Collins would play, or any like the bass players from that era for like P-Funk or just that kind of style of funk in general would play. It's perfect. I legit stopped the game. I put the controller down and just jammed to it for like 10 minutes. I couldn't stop. It's like, why is this shit so groovy in this game? I didn't expect that.
I was so like surprised by him, like, holy shit, this is actually really good.
It's like everything I thought was gonna be good was like that. They really did good. Like the Gungaga area music was great. I loved like that theme over there. That the Grasslands theme, obviously, like the version of the world map, loved it. Like I loved exploring the first area. What were some of your favorite tracks?
I definitely like the everything that they played when you fought against Genova in chapter 14 and everything.
Oh, yeah, keeping it like the original.
Yeah, pretty much, and stuff. And especially that, like after that, they switched to the Genova theme. I actually did like that as well. Definitely was the Gus's theme and everything. I will say I actually am a sucker for the Queen's Blood theme.
Well, that music is good.
Yeah, I was all like, that's one thing I always look forward to. Oh yes, I got the song again and everything like that. I definitely did like ooh, excuse me, the Scarlet boss fight and everything like that, where it's like you do get that theme that was played during Intergrade, that like orchestral version of the boss theme. and everything, and then it switches up to like a more upbeat version of that, which I did really like, and stuff like that. I think the one also freaking was the Mount Corel, where they played that the climbing theme, like when you're climbing up to get to like the Shinra building.
Yeah.
I actually did like that one as well and stuff.
And the Casa del Sol theme, as always, I was really excited to hear that.
Yeah.
When they played like the little remixed kind of version and remake, I was like, man, I can't wait to hear the theme for its area. And when it hit, I was happy. I was like, hey, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like 7 soundtrack. Like, say what you will about the story or gameplay in the original or that, but like, you can't deny the music in 7 is consistent all the way through.
Oh
like,
yeah,
Nobuo
definitely.
Uematsu's theme in that game and every Final Fantasy game he composed was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And he came out of retirement too. He came out of like his like retirement to do Aerith's song, like the performance that she sings.
Oh really? I did not know that. Oh shit.
After like certain things he said, I think that might be his like last score.
Oof. Well, it was a good one to go out on.
Yeah. Just like I can't wait till they release the soundtrack, but it's just like, shoot, this thing's gonna be 1 million CDs.
There was a huge there's a lot of them and everything. Million CDs, imagine that.
A disc for each song.
Imagine.
Yeah, do you have anything else you want to bring up on your end?
No, I pretty much talked about what I really was going to say about the game in general and everything. I guess we could close on like what we expect from part 1. Part 3 is going to come out and everything. So where do we go from here? Obviously, it's going to be the last, because I think we don't really have much left in terms of like the game and everything in general.
Well, they've already come out. They have confirmed at least. Like when they revealed Rebirth, they said that it's a three-part series, and it'll just be 3.
Okay. Well, I figured. Yeah. So it's like, where do they go from here? I know, snowboarding. Snowboarding, because like, man, that's always been the butt of the joke. It's like, oh damn, the death of a serious character. Where do we go from here? Snowboarding. I'm like, okay. I'm just curious I'm just curious where they go after that.
Yeah, because we didn't even get to Rocket Town, so like that's gonna be in there. We got that. We got Wutai. There's gonna be a lot of stuff. So like, I'm curious how they're gonna expand it. And oh god, we get back to Midgar again.
Yeah, we have to go back to Midgar.
Yeah, that game's gonna be long.
Yeah, Cloud's gonna be in a vegetable state.
Yeah, so it's gonna be. I'm looking forward to part 3. I don't know when it'll drop. Like they did say that they've been working on 2 and 3 at the same time, so it shouldn't be that much longer. But I don't expect it till 2027, 2028 maybe.
Oof, when the PlayStation 6 comes out.
That's what I'm thinking. Look how crazy this is. The PS3 tech demo that was just used to like showcase the power of the PS3. That didn't confirm that we were getting a remake. That was 05. Remake got revealed, I think 2014, 2015. The game came out 2020. Part 2 came out 2024. Each part is a console generation.
So it's definitely probably another 4 years, maybe.
I'm thinking another 4, 3 maybe, but I'm thinking 4 at the most. Which is crazy. It's like, man, 4 years of just
I know. Honestly, though, it's like, even though I definitely wanted part 2 already to come out and everything like that and stuff, which I don't think they're really done with Rebirth yet. I obviously they'll probably do a expansion, just like they did with Integrate for Remake and everything. I'm just curious, like what are you gonna do with that? Like that DLC, like what character? Because I know it was Yuffie. They do another character. I don't know.
It would have made more sense if they didn't do like Vincent in this part. That would have been like, all right, Vincent. It would be like Vincent's thing if they did an expansion. But like he's already in the party now.
Yeah.
Unless they do some like prologue thing with him, if they go that route.
Didn't his solo game for the PS2 wasn't like that? Yeah, wasn't that before the events, or was it after the event of 7?
You know, I haven't played that game in so long. I can't remember. I forgot a lot about that game.
Me too.
I'll have to replay. I remember I didn't have much strong opinions, but I think at least it is. But it'd be cool if they did some similar to that.
Yeah, it definitely would be cool.
Hopefully it doesn't require buying another console to play. You know, still to this day, I haven't played Integrate all the way through.
Integrate was fun. I actually did enjoy Integrate.
Yeah, so I will say, if you're scared of like playing Rebirth and not playing Integrate, I didn't play Integrate, and I was able to play the game perfectly fine. Yeah,
like I think the trial. That's the only thing that comes from Integrate was like the death of her friend and everything, getting killed by Nero and everything like that and stuff. Like, yeah, that was like that was it. Like everything else, like it was just kind of like you're kind of like introduced to Yuffie and everything like that and stuff. That's the only part that was ever that came from Integrate and everything. That was pretty much it. Everything else, you know. But yeah, Integrate was fun. Like, yeah, if you definitely have a chance to play it, definitely play it. But yeah, part 3 wise, yeah, do you think they'll probably still be open world?
Probably to some degree. I don't think maybe to the same aspect as this, but you know, we'll have to wait and see in terms of how they go about it. I think it might be more of a mixture of how like the first game was in terms of its linearity, and a mixture of Rebirth and its openness, just kind of together, like some openness, but then more linear stuff, especially as you get closer towards the end of the game.
Yeah,
we got time.
Really, yeah. I definitely looking forward to see how they're gonna do Supernova.
Oh yeah.
That's going to be fun. Is it going to take half your health? Is it going to take all your health? Or is it only going to take half? Who knows? Other than that, any more expectations from part 3?
I hope it's good. I hope it's a satisfying conclusion, since they've been setting up a pretty big change in a lot of things from across these things. So I'm curious how they're going to pull it off.
Yeah. But I guess other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully everyone enjoyed Rebirth as much as we did and everything like that. Definitely looking forward to part 3. We'll see what kind of updates obviously I feel like they're not done with Rebirth yet, so I'm really like excited to see what they're going to do, like in terms of updates, or if they are going to do an expansion. Who knows? But we'll definitely see. And your thoughts, closing thoughts?
No, about the same. Really love the game. I'd be interested to see if they update some stuff throughout there, and you know, I'm excited for whatever future brings for the next game in the series, the final one.
Mm-hmm. New Game Plus, add it.
It's kind of there with the chapters, but you know that's
true. But yeah, other than that, yeah. If you guys haven't played Rebirth, do it now.
Why are you listening to this video?
But I guess other than that, yeah, this was pretty much the end. Hopefully everyone enjoyed. This has been MrGameguy.
GamingWithClass.
saying good night, good morning, good day, whatever time you guys are watching, listening to our beautiful voices. We'll see you guys on the next one.
See you.
Later.